Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for giving me a moment of your time tonight. As I stand here in this great hall before all of these amazing and accomplished scholars, I cannot help but think of the countless men and women who have paved the way for me to stand here today. Throughout history, we like to celebrate the rebels, those who went against the current, the people of all ranks who decided that the world just wasn't how it should be, and that they were going to change it. Less often do we celebrate the spark that led to the flames of rebellion. Less often do we celebrate the reason these people felt empowered to rebel. Many of the celebrated rebels throughout history started out small and obscure, with little support and encouragement. But they became what we know them as today because they didn't allow the world to shape them. They empowered themselves with that which no one could take away from them. They empowered themselves with knowledge and the belief in its importance. The small and obscure men and women, the minorities of history who deliberately flowed against what the world expected of them, they sparked the flame through knowledge. So before I say anything else, I would like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart to the man and woman who toiled and made sacrifice upon sacrifice to teach me the value of knowledge. The man and woman who created the spark inside of me. My first and most important teachers, my mother and my father. I am here today because for the past 20 years of my life, you have spent all your efforts trying to light the match to place that spark inside of me. So thank you for all that you have done for me. It is a great honor to be able to stand before all of you today. It's not often someone like me gets to stand on stages like this. It's a shame, really. I know I'm really short and you can barely see me, but I've got some really important things to say too. It's not only an honor, but it's also a great responsibility for someone like me with this shade of beautiful, if I do say so myself, olive skin tone, and this hijab on my head to be recognized in such a way. For much of my life, and especially in the past year, people just like me, and people who are only like me in the fact that we are considered minorities, racial or otherwise, have had to tread over calamity after great calamity, because of the pieces of us that set us apart from the majority. There are many of us who must continue our lives smiling as much as we ache in the face of injustice that is served to our communities in the name of justice. Sometimes we are scared. Sometimes we are confused. Sometimes we are angry. Sometimes we are all three of these things. Sometimes it's hard to remind ourselves that we are indeed strong and that we can empower ourselves. The road to empowerment is long and hard, but not impossible. And the first step is to seek knowledge. Richard Evans once said, "We are swimming in an ocean of information and drowning in ignorance." If you do not wish to drown in the ignorance of this world, start by educating yourself, putting all of your passion, your confusion, your fear, your anger, your happiness, your everything into your dream. Remember that the great rebels in history were a minority, but they were the ones who made all the difference. They were the ones who changed the narrative. And the first step many of them took towards rewriting the narrative was spending days and nights poring over books and experiments in search of answers, in search of knowledge. If you want to combat the ignorance of this world, empower yourself with knowledge and arm yourself with the pen, and those will be the greatest weapons you will ever need. Our anger, confusion, and fear are justified. We should not accept injustice because of our lifestyle, our beliefs, or who we are. After all, we are proud citizens of a nation that was built and perfected by the blood and sweat of thousands of great men and women who crave the sweet, sweet taste of freedom. Instead, we should speak up, respond to the thunder, and the best response we can give to those who threaten to take our freedom away from us is to respond peacefully and collectively. And the only way to make this response compelling is to give ourselves the one thing that no one can take away from us: our knowledge, our education, our experiences. No one will ever take away what I have in here. For those of you who are currently in pursuit of your education, as I am, do not worry about the thorns in your path. As Aristotle once said, patience is bitter, but its fruit is sweet. At the end of this chapter of our lives, the toils of academic excellence will have been a small price to pay for the lifetime of peace and happiness. If you are here tonight, then you are already on your way to meeting your goal. You're already on your way to making a difference, however small. So remember, as the wise poet once said, you are not just a single drop in the ocean. You are the mighty ocean in the single drop. So my friends, hold your head up high, look the world straight in the eye. You are mighty, beyond imagination. Thank you.